With the Iowa caucuses behind them, the GOP candidates have moved on to New Hampshire, and they're facing a whole new campaign due to Ted Cruz's victory and Donald Trump's second place finish. For more on this, here is a closer look. Despite polls that showed him ahead, Trump did not win the Iowa caucuses. That was good news for Republicans trying to coalesce a strong Trump challenger. And now the question is, who will that challenger be? Will it be the man who won the Iowa caucuses, Ted Cruz? Or will it be the guy who thought he won the Iowa caucuses, Marco Rubio?
So this is the moment they said would never happen. The people of this great state have sent a very clear message. After 7 years of Barack Obama, we are not waiting any longer to take our country back.
That's right. Not one single registered Republican in Iowa voted for Barack Obama. But don't worry, the media was happy to jump on board Rubio's surge.
This is a big night for Marco Rubio.
It's obviously big momentum for Marco Rubio.
There is a new word for your political vocabulary. It is Marco-mentum.
No, I will not be using Marco-mensum in my vocabulary. I just learned Bay, and I'm pretty sure I'm using that wrong. It's not short for maybe, right? Nonetheless, the media is desperate for Rubio's surge to counter Trump, and Rubio getting more attention means he'll be getting more attacks from his rivals. Rivals like Chris Christie, who is criticizing Rubio for not taking questions from the press, and has a new nickname for Rubio he's trying really hard to stick.
Kind of reminds me of the boy in the bubble.
Let's get the boy in the bubble out of the bubble.
The boy in the bubble's got to get out of the bubble.
When the boy in the bubble gets here, let's get the boy in the bubble out of the bubble. I'm not the boy in the bubble, okay? We know who the boy in the bubble is up here.
This comes from Chris Christie, aka The Bubble. Also, someone should tell Chris Christie that the boy in the bubble is a sympathetic character who needs to stay in the bubble to live. Not the best analogy. That's like me saying Marco's like a beloved grandmother on life support, and I'm thinking it's time to pull the plug. Who's with me? Now, Christie and Rubio are both fighting for what Bottoms calls them the establishing lanes. The primaries battle, which includes candidates like John Kasich. And unfortunately for Jeb limped into New Hampshire after getting 2.8% in the voters of Iowa. Don't worry, according to Jeb, that's actually a victory.
Jeb Bush, running in the back of the pack here, still clings to hope.
Can Jeb Bush be a surprise story here on caucus night?
Yes, since the expectations are so low.
Well, you have succeeded there, Governor.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. Even worse, for his victory speech, he tried to parachute onto an aircraft in the air, but missed and landed in the ocean. Of course, the big story in Iowa was Trump finishing a disappointing second. In describing Trump's second place finish, media relished the opportunity to use one word in particular.
Loser.
As for Donald Trump, he has a new title tonight, loser.
Some of today's headlines now calling Trump a loser.
Donald Trump is a loser.
Oh man, I could tell everyone's been holding that one in for months. Still not as sweet as hearing it from the original, which is why the entire nation assumed Trump will be taking stage Monday night and burning it to the ground.
We finished second, and I want to tell you something. I'm just honored. I'm really honored.
What? What a huge disappointment. That was so rational. Trump immediately reached for acceptance, which doesn't make sense, since the 5 stages of grief are denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and then acceptance. But we forget, Trump isn't like the rest of us. Trump plays by his own rules. He grieves in reverse. Thus comes first acceptance. He came on humble and gracious on stage. After the acceptance, Trump is followed by depression. According to The Hill, he hasn't tweeted in 15 hours. Can you imagine a Trump so sad he didn't have the energy to tweet negative thoughts? I'm sure Melania was talking to him through the dorm. Do you want to tweet about Jeb Bush? No energy? How about Ted Cruz has no friends? Should you tweet rude things to Rosie O'Donnell? That always makes you seem smile. And when it came to stage 3, bargaining, that's when Trump supporters took over.
One reason many Trump supporters here don't feel badly about his loss to Ted Cruz is that they don't think much of the Iowa caucuses.
I just don't like it. I think that you can talk people out of things. You may have, you might go in really wanting to vote for Trump, and then someone can change your mind at the last minute.
How unfair is that someone could change your mind by talking to you, which explains Trump's new campaign slogan, cover your ears on vote Trump. So for Trump's bargaining after is anger, and today's Trump's anger was back.
Trump unleashed. Started off his rant with this. This is from Donald Trump. Quote, Ted Cruz didn't win in Iowa, he stole it. That's why all of the polls were so wrong.
Trump is back, everybody. But of course, after anger came denial. And what clear expression of denial is there than refusing to accept the results of the election?
Trump has been on something of a Twitter storm this morning. He's even calling for a new election in Iowa or the results to be nullified.
A new election? Do you think there's going to be a new Iowa caucus? No one wants to go back to Iowa, and no one wants you there. Those poor people had to watch campaign ads for months, had to stand in a high school gym and argue with their neighbors. They had to go to a Starbucks over town because Chris Christie was holding up a line there. And you think they're gonna stand there and watch another election? They will bury you in the corn, and no one will ever find the body. You'll be out there like those dead baseball players. It's not heaven, it's Iowa. In the end, Trump's grief in finishing second can be blamed on those who raised his expectations. Those who have ever made it seem like second was less than an accomplishment. People, I guess, like this.
Unless I win, I would consider it a big, fat, beautiful, and by the way, very expensive waste of time.
Thank you for watching, folks, and that was a closer look.